something happened just when we were leaving school that changed my life. A teacher said, "We're going rock climbing in the summer, anyone want to come?" And there was one thing I could do. I was a skinny kid, I could climb trees like a monkey, and I said, I'd love to do that. But I'd never been to a rock face before. This is not a hard luck story, but never had a kind of family holiday and gone to see a rock face. But I went on this trip. And Mr. Shannon, the head of history, was climbing this wall, went over an overhang, fell off, and was lowered down by the head of economics. And as he landed on the ground, he took the harness off and said, "Marcus, you take that and you have a go. But sir, if you can't do it, if I can't do it, that means I can't do it yet. But give me time. But don't judge yourself by my standards. I've been watching you, you'll be fine. Just put the harness on and up you go." So, I went up this wall, over the overhang, to the lip of the overhang, to the top, and I wasn't even tired. And Mr. Shannon said, "I knew it." On the minibus, on the way home, he rigged it so that he'd sit next to me, and Mr. Robertson drove us home, and he got into my head, "Marcus, stay at school. I've never seen a balance like you've got. You've got a wonderful future. Stay at school. I'll set up a climbing club, and you'll be world famous one day for this." No adult had ever spoken to me like that. I said, "Well, I can't stay at school, sir, because I'm thick." No, you're not thick. You just don't believe in yourself. You don't have any confidence. And all kids could pass their O-level grade C. As long as their mind and body work together okay, they could all pass grade C. Just that you have to want it, have to believe that you can do it, and have to really apply yourself. But you could, of course, do this like any child could. But most kids get talked out of it, or they talk themselves out of it, or they get demotivated out of it. But anyway, he persuaded me to go back to school. And when I went back to school, what's fascinating to me, looking back all these years later, is I went back to school in September to resit my O-levels and to take A-levels again. Now, would this be allowed these days? I asked myself. But I'd work Monday to Friday, and then on Friday evening, Mr. Shannon became Tony. I'd jump in his Renault 5, and we'd whiz off to the Peak District to climb. And sometimes his brother came, and sometimes Mr. Robertson came. I should say at this point, happily married man, just in case you're wondering. But I'd climb on the weekend, come back to school rather tired, and then do another week. But when I took those O-level resits in November, unclassifieds turned into A's and B's. In 2.5 months after 16 years of abject failure. And it strikes me that when you get good at something, when your confidence grows in one way, and what you say to yourself and your internal voice changes and becomes really positive about one thing, that has an overspilling effect to all sorts of other areas in your life too. And that confidence is absolutely priceless.